Good morning. It is the first day of June, Sunday, the first day of June, 2025, and we are playing the puzzles together. This is going to be fun. What a busy day yesterday. I always love it when people ask me, like, oh, it's so great that you're a teacher. You must love summer because you get to do nothing. And I go, well, not exactly nothing, but thanks for the thought. We do actually a lot more than nothing. We get quite a bit of stuff done. Yesterday, I told you yesterday that the day before, I had this huge sprinkler project that I finished like late at night. Well, I hadn't tested it yet. And I'm happy to report that when I woke up in the morning, I turned that sprinkler zone on and tested it, and it worked great. So we backfilled it. We put the dirt all around it and put the grass on top in kind of a new configuration. You can't put it exactly the way it was. But I put the sprinkler back where it goes, or the grass where it goes. And now it's healing. Now it's, kind of refiguring itself out. There's no leak. There's no extra water. And I guess in the next couple days, I've got two other sprinkler zones or valves. One, I need to put in a new sprinkler, and then the other, I basically just need to replace the head. Easy. That'll be a way easier job. It was funny that to finish that one, it was like, super late at night. The kids wanted to watch, not super late, but it was getting dark. The kids wanted to watch a movie real quick before they went to bed. They were like, come on, you guys. It was my son and I trying to finish this project. But we made it work. Yesterday, we had a really, really nice, fun celebration that we went to. Two celebrations, actually, that we went to. One of which was a good, sweet friend of ours that has a business that's been open for 10 years, and she wanted to celebrate that this place has been open and up and running for 10 years. So she had this big celebration, and lots of friends from our neighborhood and from people she knows, people we know, that came to support her. Just to say, hey, I think it's awesome that you're doing this amazing business. So, just really, really cool. And then we ran a couple errands we needed to get done. We're contemplating replacing our dishwasher, so we went to Lowe's, we went to Home Depot, we went to, different appliance stores just to kind of price it out. Is it worth keep putting money into what we're doing, or do we, just bite the bullet and buy a new dishwasher? I think the answer is that we buy a new one. But every time we see a price tag, we go, well, maybe we could put up with it for one more year. It's the loudest dishwasher you've ever seen. Some of the screws don't thread into the screw holes anymore. They pop out. And the door, when there's this sensor on the door, when you close it, it doesn't quite engage every time. So you have to bump it with your hip, or there's a certain place you hit it and then it does work. It's beyond. Have I tried to repair it? Yes, multiple times. And every time I put more parts into it, the individual parts aren't terribly expensive, but I call it the dishwasher of Theseus. At what point is the ship of Theseus not the ship of Theseus anymore? If we keep putting parts into this thing, all that's left right now that is an original part is the motor. Thank goodness. The motor's never blown out, but it is super loud. And the housing, pretty much everything else is brand new parts that I put into it. The seals, right? Some of the seals are getting old, and it's just... It's time. It's old tech. The one thing I do love about it is that it is old tech, right? And of course, that old things are built more to last. If you buy a brand new, I hate to name drop and make it sound bad, but the different brands, right? That are just simply less good. So they're things are planned for obsolescence lately. So yeah, Anyway, John Marco, good morning. John Marco says I'm in for it. This is start of a hard NY Times puzzles. Okay, well, let's dive into it because it sounds like we'll need some time to mull over these. All right, today's connections. We've got dive, slush, fence, lock, swim, hedge, ice, haunt, mutual, guarantee, joint, ride, cinch, shoot, trust, and establishment. Okay. So the first thing that popped out to me, I saw joint, trust, hedge, and mutual. These are different funds. No, it's one away. Hedge fund, mutual fund, trust fund. Oh, here, slush fund, not a joint fund. You can get a joint account that, it's you paired with your spouse. And that was the purple category. Oh, boy. Alrighty. That stood out to me. Okay, so you might do something in an easy way, and it was a cinch for you. Oh, that was a cinch. Or you might take a rope and then make it tighter, cinch it up. Someplace that you go to all the time is one of your haunts. It's an establishment. Hey, you keep the place nice. I love this joint. Or you go to a dive bar. A local watering hole. A couple of the teachers that I'm good friends with went to a local watering hole just on the last day of school. Like, no kids were there or anything, at the last day of school. So we had this kind of like this last hurrah teacher brunch. And then we went to a local watering hole just to like have a final send off before the summer. It was really fun. It's nice to see each of the teachers kind of out of their usual one dimension that you see them in. I always laugh when a kid sees me at the supermarket and they go, "Whoa, you eat food too? They let you out?" I love that. Those are such funny moments. And kids are just spellbound by the fact that I'm like in a place besides where they usually see me at school. So it's just nice to see each of those teachers outside of their usual context, It was nice. Okay. So what we have left, we have fence. Actually, you know what? I think I know. Let's keep looking. Guarantee, swim, ride, cinch, shoot, lock, and ice. Okay, final answer. I think this is right. There's fencing, shooting, swimming, and riding. These are like, not triathlon, but like, is it decathlon? No, you wouldn't fence in a decathlon. They're just like Olympic events. Pentathlon. Oh, wow. You fencing in a pentathlon? They sound like just Olympic events. All right, and then this one makes sense too. This was a cinch. That was a guarantee. I had it on lock. But on ice? I've never heard that one. On ice. Ensure as a victory. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Jean-Marc, you were saying that this is tough. We did pretty okay, especially how we got the purple category at the very first. Maybe we're in for it with the mini crossword. Sometimes that mini crossword is extra tough on a Saturday or Sunday. All right, so the connections puzzle, we got the purple category first. Blank fund, hedge fund, mutual fund, slush fund, and trust. To hedge your bets. A slush fund is like money that you have to throw around. Yellow category, Local watering hole. A dive, right? Like a dive bar or something. An establishment, more hoity-toity place. A haunt, right? A place you go to all the time. Or a joint. That's great. Green category, compete in a modern pentathlon. Fencing, riding, shooting, swimming. What's the fourth one? Or the fifth one, I mean. Penta means 5, so there are 5 different things that you do during a pentathlon. I didn't know you were fencing, riding, swimming, and running, right? I guess it would be running. You run in a pentathlon as well. Just in the tip of the iceberg. Ensure as a victory, the blue category. Cinch, guarantee, ice, and you got it on lock. Okay, let's play the mini. It's just a 5x5. Not too bad. Was it yesterday? We had a 7x7. That was pretty big. Late night show VIP. Well, I mean, the king of late night was Leno. Jay Leno. Wonder if that's it. Island that's home to Waimea Canyon, the Grand Canyon of Hawaii. I've never been to the islands. I've always wanted to go. Island that's home. I don't know. We may need some letters for that one. I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't even think of the different islands of Hawaii. Online notice to pay utilities. Just like an e-statement. I don't know, we'll come back. Action figure inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. Is that the G.I. Joe? Oh my gosh, J.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. Suffix with Kazakh or Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. Repeated activity. I don't know. I keep thinking the word legit, but it's not. Spiritualists board. Okay, so this one's wrong. Because this one, 2 down. Oh gosh, but I don't know how to spell it. I know there's an I in there somewhere. An Ojo board. Have you ever seen that video? Is that the way you spell it? I don't remember how to spell that one. In fact, I don't even know if that... I do know it starts with an O, though. Give me that. All right, business with stylists. Maybe a salon. Material for much signage. Oh, is even that one wrong? No, it's not, because Ouija. Material for much signage in the subway system. I was going to say neon, but in the subway system, there's printed banners, flyers, video boards, I don't know. Big beer barrels, kegs. All right, let's go back to the top. Late night show VIP. Maybe it's just host. I was overthinking that one. Island. Oh, the Hawaiian island. Island that's home to Waimea Canyon, a.k.a. the Grand Canyon of Hawaii. And even though they've given me the K, I still don't know. Because I love pictures of looking at, the different Hawaiian islands. But I've never been, and I just haven't done enough research about it. I don't know. Online notice to pay Utilities. Yeah, it's E something. Oh, isn't that terrible that I don't know anything about Hawaii? Ugh. Okay, repeated activity. Habit. Habit. Wasn't that the Wordle like yesterday? I swear to you, that was the Wordle like really recently. Spiritualist board. Oh, boy. How do you spell Ouija? Oh my gosh, that's gonna bug me. Material for much signage in New York City subway system. Material? What do you mean material? Oh, is it a U? Okay. That's helpful. Thank you for that, because this is a total spelling test. So does that make this Kauai? And then this is Bill? Ah, it is. Okay. So, I mean, that's what cracked the code. Like, I didn't know how to, I know the thing, the board or whatever, Ouija board. I just don't know how to spell it. It has a U in it. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, maybe that's my signal that I need to go to Hawaii. I'm going to tell my wife, pack your bags. We're going to Hawaii because I need to learn all the Hawaiian islands. All right. The late night show host is the VIP, right? The VIP is the host. Island that's home to Waimea Canyon, a.k.a. the Grand Canyon of Hawaii. That is Kauai. Kauai. See, again, I need to go. I know there's Maui, there's Oahu, there's the Big Island. I just need to go. You're right. Online notice to pay utilities, an e-bill. You know, is that terrible? Email, I just don't go to email very much because of this kind of thing, right? It's a mix of all sorts of junk mail and bills that are important, but, you know, stuff that stresses you out. And then also, you know, really, really important emails from somebody that emailed you once. And they're like, hey, didn't you get my email? And I'm like, yeah, it got buried. No matter what you sent in my email, I know it got buried. Unless I happen to see it the moment you sent it to me, it's in a stack of about 20,000 unread emails. I don't know. I wonder how many unread emails I actually have. I just kind of sift through the top of the pile. I don't know. Maybe that's not the best thing. You read Stan as Satan? Oh, no. We'll get there. Online notice to pay utilities, e-bill. Action figure inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame, G.I. Joe. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was a thing. The National Toy Hall of Fame. Suffix with Kazakh or Kyrgyz. Stan, right? There's Afghanistan and all the stands. That's funny. Okay, repeated activity. A habit. Spiritualist's board. A Ouija board. Which is... there was a really funny one-act play that I saw that my daughter took part in. She was one of the cheerleaders in, I think it was called like Lady Beth. I forget the name. It was this funny one-act play that reenacts the story of Macbeth. Everything from the prophecy of somebody, taking somebody else's place and stuff. And the girl, she's a cheerleader instead of, Macbeth. And her name is Beth, which is super funny. And they they get out a Ouija board, and this kind of darker, like spiritual, spooky friend looks at the she looks at the Ouija board and says, "Oh, Ouija board, or oh, spirits in this mass-produced toy, tell us." It's just really funny. So if a spiritualist's board is a Ouija board, they have to remember that it's also sponsored by, Hasbro or Mattel or whatever. So hopefully they're not taking too much, truth from any of that. That's funny. Business with stylists, a salon. Oh, that makes sense. I had to get this one from all the other across clues. Material for much signage in the New York City subway system. Tile, right? Things are etched into the tile or printed on tile or just different colored tiles. Big beer barrels or kegs. Nice. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I thought that one was going to be a lot more tricky than it was. Okay, so what do we start off with today in the Wordle? You guys know my silly rule. If you are chatting amongst yourselves, that's awesome. I just won't be looking at it. I love to sort of just productively struggle through it. How about we start off with point. Okay, there's an O, and it's in the right place even. Okay, from that, let's come up with we're going to come up with another non-intersecting word. Sure, that's a brand of microphones. I don't know if it's a word, though. No, it's not. That's a name brand. Blurs. Okay, no way. There's a U and an R somewhere. Could go at the end or at the beginning, but not where it is right now in the fourth. Is that a word? Meaty? Not a word. Gamed? It's a word. Gamed. All right, there's a G, but it's not at the beginning. Okay, so we've got 3 non-intersecting words in place. Okay, so we know that it's not a G at the beginning. Could be an R at the beginning. And then OU. Oh my gosh, that might be it. Rough. Right? Because there's a G in it and we haven't guessed an H. Let's try it. Let's go. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay, we usually get it on the 4th because of this strategy, right? I don't know if it's a strategy that other people do, but I don't know. It works for me, so I do it. First, I come up with a non-intersecting word, or three non-intersecting words. Words that don't use the same letters. Even if I get letters, like here I got an O, I got a U, and I got an R, and I'm still going to guess a third non-intersecting word. Which was the G. That's cool. It gave me the G. So point, and then blurs, and then gamed, and then mixing the letters around. I even was thinking, is there a possibility maybe it's it ends in an R, but I started with R first, thinking, okay, if it's ROU, and then there's got to be a G somewhere, and there's some other letter. What letters go together? Consonants like GH goes together, and that's what it was. Rough. Yeah. Oh, Hans, great thinking. Quiet's a good one. Quiet's a nice one because it will give me the U, the I, and the E all at the same time. Oh, I forgot, Jean-Marc, you were right. Shamu is a starting word. We were going to try that one time. Shamu. Oh, that's funny. Hey, we did all right. We did okay. All right, and then the Strands puzzle today. If you've never played Strands puzzles, think of them as like a word search, but they don't give you the answers. You have to go find the answers, and they don't just go straight across, up and down. They're buried in here and kind of snake around. They can go in any direction. And then how do you know what words they are? They all revolve around a central theme, and today's theme is all rise. So this could be about the national anthem. All rise for the national anthem. This could be about bread rising. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a couple of different things kind of all wrapped into one. And so there are 7 words, really 6 words, and then what they call a spangram that goes all the way across or all the way down. Again, snaking around. It can move around, but it touches one side to the other to sort of truly actually uncover the true meaning of the theme. So let's look around and see if we can find... correct me if I'm wrong, but I almost see the word billionaire right there. Do you see that? Or million or something? Maybe I'm totally off on that one. So what do I see, though? I see a Y. I see 2 Y's, actually. And often Y will end a word. Sometimes I'll look for like ER. I see an ER there, but I don't know if that's... I don't think that's one of them. It's on an angle like that. It could be on an angle, right? Totally fine to do that. I like looking at corners. Sometimes corners will give away part of a word, like TIN or TION. Oh, what if it's a TION word? J is suspicious. Why would there be a J in here? JOU. All rise. Oh, maybe it's about getting up in the morning? You get up for your job in the morning? I've written letters, now I can't get rid of them. For your job? No, it's too short. Oh, motion. That is a word. All rise. What do you mean by that? All rise. Biliary is a word. I don't think that's what they're going for there. I almost see the word library right there, but I don't think that's right. Libra. Motion. What does motion have to do with all rise? Oh, wait. Motion is a court term. All rise for the judge. Somebody can make a motion. What else? They can object, right? Oh, over here. TION. Oh my gosh, yeah, objection. Motion, objection. Courtroom. Okay. All rise. Courtroom. Objection. Motion. These are just like courtroom words. Courtroom words. Right? I think I see the spangram. Your Honor. Lawyer. Bail. Bail. And then alibi. Where were you? Where were you that night? If you can't prove it, then you don't have an alibi. That's clever. These are great. Okay, all rise. These are courtroom terms, right? Your Honor. You can see the spangram right there. Your Honor. Alibi. Bail. Someone has to post bail to get out of jail while they're being arraigned. Motion. Lawyer. Objection. And courtroom. Those are different. And Your Honor. You always refer to the judge as Your Honor. All rise, my peasants. Oh, that's funny. Oh, John Marco, you have words that you always start with. You start with stare and then cloud and then pinky. Well, you've seen my puzzles often enough that you know that I just kind of randomly think of words, right? There's thousands and thousands of 5-letter words. I don't limit myself to just one set of non-intersecting words. It's fun to just sort of, that's part of the struggle, right? To come up with words that get together like that. I don't know. I'm crazy like that, I guess. All right. So we're trying to solve in 4 words today. Yesterday we had to do it in 5 words and even yesterday we had to do it in 4 words and even that was pushing it. And then 2 days ago we had to solve it in 5 words and even that was pushing it. So if it's anything like the last couple days, I think we're in for it. This might be a tricky one. They say, "Oh, do it in 4 words," but really, this is next level, guys. All right, so I see off the cuff, I see ER is on the same side. That's never a good sign. I do see ING, which is helpful. There's a V, which is a little tricky. And the VI is on the same side, so we can't say like navigating. I don't know. All right, let's look and see what we have. A, O, and G, V, I, and T, B, W, and S, R, E, and N. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to use up all 12 of these letters, 3 on each side, by making words. You span across to make words. And we can't use 2 on the same side, one after the other, right? So no like TI words, time or something. And when I end a word with 1 letter, then it starts up the next word. So like if it ends on a T, then the next word begins with a T. Yeah. Oh, cool. Hans, you're already seeing some. Tone. T-O-N. Oh, but the N and the E are on the same side. We could do tonal. Oh, no, there's no. See, every time I think of a word, and I'm like, oh, that's such a perfect word. And it doesn't work because it's on the same side as the other. So that's tricky. I started thinking of words that just can't exist in this puzzle. Is there an R? There is an R, but I can't do ER. I can do towering, but ER is on the same side. Towing. Towings. We can do towing. That's fine. Towing. The part I'm nervous about is this V. We got to get rid of this V somehow. Oh, man. If V and I weren't on the same side, we could spell a crazy word like gingivitis. Gingivitis. That's crazy. Yeah, vest. Here, I'm going to write down that word in case we need to erase it. Towing is an okay word to use. Towing. Okay. And what we're left with is V, A, E, R, S, and B. Oh, if E and R weren't on the same side, I can think of all of these different words. Okay. Braves. He braves the cold. And then if we can get to the T, we can say towing. Oh, no, we totally can. Stowing. Stowing. No way. Hey, look at that. Braves and stowing. We did it in 2 words today. Okay, Callie's going to laugh at me, but I'm taking a screenshot of this. Every time we do it in... I hit the wrong button there. Every time I do it in 2 words, I take a screenshot of it. That's awesome. I wonder if tomorrow morning that's how the bot will do it, or has done it. They don't reveal the answer until the next day. In fact, what is yesterday's puzzle? Let's see it real quick. Where's my mouse? Okay, so to solve it most efficiently yesterday, we could have said ultraviolet and time, T-H-Y-M-E. What did I say? Oh, I said the word mouthy. Do you remember that? Mouthy, mall, rhyme, mortar, vitriol. Here we are trying to use these giant words, and they use words that are pretty accessible. Ultraviolet and time. Cool. And here we are. We used it in 2. That's amazing. That's so cool. We did it in 2 words here. Braves, and then the S led to stowing. And you know what would be pretty exciting is if the letterboxed intended answer was different from what I just got. I'm sure that's possible, right? What if those 2 words don't come up in tomorrow's answer? Braves and stowing. That's awesome. I'm going to write that down to remind myself what it was. I did take a screenshot. Put little brackets around it. That's cool. Braves and stowing. That's so fun. All right, let's recap our answers. You guys were having so much fun doing this. First off, in the connections puzzle, we are looking for, things that are connected to one another. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? We're trying to create 4 groups of 4 related words. So the purple category should actually be the least obvious answer, the least straightforward answer. But in this case, it was the one I got first. So I saw funds, right? Hedge fund, mutual fund, slush fund, and trust fund. If you want a good, start biting your nails again, maybe look at your 401k or your Roth IRA lately. It's rough. All of the gains that you've made in the last little while might have come crashing down. Some things are doing very well. I was looking at a couple of different, what are they called? Just stocks. I was looking at a couple of stocks and their performance in the last little while. Hims, if you ever gotten an ad for Hims, either Hims or Hers, that company is doing very, very well. Elf Cosmetics is doing well, even just in the last couple days. There are a couple of standout winners that are actually doing very well in the markets. but a lot of things that people are invested in are not doing great right now. We've had a couple of up days. I've been like, oh, how are they doing? But if you have a good hedge fund or mutual fund, then maybe it's still doing okay. Hopefully. A slush fund is like a fund that you have money to play around with. It's your Disneyland trip fund and stuff. A trust fund is something that a parent will set up for when they pass away, and the children inherit what's left of their estate. So that's a fund. The yellow category, a local watering hole, is a dive, an establishment, a haunt. Right, a haunt meaning somewhere you go all the time, you haunt it. And then a joint. The green category, compete in a modern pentathlon. Fencing, riding, shooting, and swimming. I was actually going to look that one up real quick. So, pentathlon, the modern pentathlon consists of 5 events, right? Fencing, épée fencing, swimming, horseback riding. Horseback riding? I thought it was bike riding. When you're in a triathlon, you bike ride. That is not this. You ride a horse. Show jumping, pistol shooting, and running. Wow. That's crazy. Horse riding. I thought it was bike riding. I'm kind of stunned by that. Like, not only do you have to be in peak form, but you also have to train a horse and do really well at show jumping. That's out of control. Fencing, riding, horse riding, shooting, and swimming. Ensure as a victory. It was a cinch. It was a guarantee. It was on ice. And we got it on lock. I don't use on ice very, very often, though. Okay. And the mini crossword today, the late night show host, or the late night show VIP is the host. The island that's home to Waimea Canyon, aka the Grand Canyon of Hawaii, that's Kauai. I just have never been to the islands. I'd love to go. I really would. I would love to go to the islands. Kauai. I guess I should hit that button so you can see it. There we go. The Grand Canyon of Hawaii. Online notice to pay utilities is an e-bill. No thanks. Some people get it in the mail. Some people get it in email. All the emails just stress me out. I've heard of a way to sort of forfeit your email, to just if it's too bad, you just give up. But there are a lot of really important things I save in my emails. So I'm like, I need that again. I need to search it up for an account number or something, right? It's going to be in my email. So I can't just forfeit my entire email account. But that's funny. E-bill. Action figure inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame, G.I. Joe. Neat. I didn't even know there was a National Toy Hall of Fame. Maybe the Ouija board's there. Who knows? Stan is at the end of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. Repeated activity, a habit, which was the Wordle yesterday. Make it a habit. A spiritualist board, a Ouija board. There's a really funny video about pulling people misspelling Ouija. They go Ojo board. That's a funny one. He has, what's the other one? Deleted Wikipedia posts. A Luigi board. Everyone calls it the Luigi board. That's funny. Business with stylists. A salon. Material for much signage in the New York City subway system. It's on tile. Yeah. And then big beer barrels. Those are kegs. We did okay on the Wordle today. We did great. I don't have a go-to word every time. I just like whatever pops into my head, whatever feels right. I'll say, whatever pops out. And today was point, and it had an O in the right place even. And then from point we went to blurs. So blur gave us the U, and there's an R somewhere. So I'm thinking, all right, R is either right at the end or right at the beginning. And then I tried gamed, which is a third non-intersecting word. Doesn't use any of those first. There's 15 letters that are all unique. So 15 out of 26 letters total. That's the majority already guessed. So that's pretty cool. That's why I do this non-intersecting word thing. I don't know if that's an official strategy from somebody. This is over the course of the last here. I've been doing this for 156 games. That's the strategy that I've come up with. And it works. In fact, I got it on the 4th today. I usually get it on the 4th because of this. Because out of 26 letters, I get 15 of them guessed if I am able to cross. Right, intersect three different letters, 3 different words. So it was not a G at the beginning, so I'm thinking, all right, G must go at the end or at the 4th. R either goes at the end, and it's either GR, but I'm like, there's nothing that goes UGR. That's ugly at the end of a word. So then I thought, okay, maybe it starts with an R, and it's ROUGH, rough. Rough. Cool. Okay, next one is the Strands puzzle. Today's theme was all rise. I thought they were really throwing us for a curveball there. I thought they were going for, rising bread dough, maybe. I don't know what their strategy was. All rise. Your honor. There's the spangram. Your honor. These are courtroom terms, right? There's courtroom on there. Objection. Lawyer. Bail. Right, someone posts bail. A motion. I make a motion to have a recess. Oh, recess could have been on there too, huh? And then alibi. Cool. All right, and then we polished it off today with just an outstanding letterbox. We did it in 2 words. We had to do it in 4, and we did it in 2. I thought, golly, the V is going to be pretty tricky. So as we're coming up with words, I thought of brave, and I was like, oh, I could put an S on the word brave. So braves, right? He braves the storm. Or a Native American warrior, a brave, right? The braves. And then the S led me to the word that I wrote down. I wrote the word towing, and I was like, hold on. I could say instead of tow, I could say stow. And put an ing on the end, stowing, and we used every single one of those letters once. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yep. And Callie will make fun of me later when he watches this, but I took a screenshot of it. That's what I do when it turns out really well like this. That's funny. All right. Well, awesome. This has been fun. Gianmarco, at the beginning, you really freaked me out. You said, start of a hard New York Times games. We did great. We did swimmingly. In fact, we're done earlier. We're done about 12 minutes earlier than we usually do. So we did okay. We did all right. Anyway, this has been a fun stream. Thanks for the chat. Thanks for, helping me figure things out. Happy June. I hope you guys have a great day today. It's a beautiful weekend. Go get some things done. Go, love on your parents. Love those people that you love. Tell them that you love them. I love this time when the sun is coming out in full bloom and flowers are coming out. It smells great outside. We may even get some rain, right? It's just like it's a time of rejuvenation, right? Where things start up fresh. So anyway, you guys are great. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch you on the next one. See you later.